Hey, welcome into First Take on YouTube. Coco Gauff cruised to the US Open Semifinals in yesterday's dominating win over Ostapenko, becoming the first American teenager to reach the Final Four at Flushing Meadows since Serena Williams in 2001. Good company to be in. Meanwhile, Ben Shelton and Francis Tiafoe put on an all-American showdown in last night's men's quarterfinals, marking the first time in 15 years that two black American men face off in Arthur Ashe Stadium. How significant, Stephen A., is this diversity for the sport of tennis?
Well, first of all, Arthur Ashe Stadium. This is where this is happening. So we understand the significance of that. But secondly, I mean, when you look at sports like tennis, you know, a lot of times when we see the level of scrutiny that's come down upon professional athletes, it's usually reserved for sports like football and basketball primarily. Not to say that others don't get subjected to scrutiny. Certainly baseball gets subjected to its share of scrutiny for the most part. But really, when you see that coming down, it's usually on sports that are predominantly filled with black athletes. And so when you see a sport like tennis, which hasn't been the case in terms of black participation, the number of folks that have really made a name for themselves as African Americans in that sport, and then Serena Williams and Venus comes along and the level of scrutiny they were subjected to. And now we see these young ladies, especially Coco, doing her thing and what have you. It really raises in the mind's eye an interest in the sport. There's people out there that might have the potential to do it, and similar to what Tiger Woods, I shouldn't say similar because Tiger Woods did it on a level that nobody else has. But when you see somebody of African-American descent really producing in a sport where you don't see that level of participation, it basically sends the message you're invited. You're welcome. If you got the chops, if you got what it takes, the doors are open to you too. And I know that that's something that obviously has existed for decades, but it's one thing for something to exist. It's another thing for the realization to hit you where it's visibly noticeable to you, because that will create and elevate a level of interest in the sport that people may not have really realized until something like this has happened.
Need to get to as many great athletes as you can in sports like tennis and golf. Throw in the idea, you know, very few Americans have had any success in tennis.
Yeah.
So you throw the fact of matter now, you are putting 3 African Americans in the semifinals or the quarterfinals of its major championship, when this sport has not had any Americans participate on a high level, whether white or African American, is another aspect of this too. But obviously Shelton did a tremendous job, played at Florida, his father coached him. We all know about Tiafoe. He's been fun, he got to the semifinals last year. Gauff's great, parents done a tremendous job with her. Obviously, you know, passing the torch from Serena, who had a good little run last year. It's just, anytime you can add this element, you're in tremendous shape. So it's good to see.
It's just so much credit, and I know we're talking about the men's and women's, to the Williams sisters and their father and what they went through. And I know they weren't the first, but just everything that they went through and all the adversity, where they came from, everything,
California.
and opening the doors and just seeing so many other young women. It's incredible.
I think that one of the things that the Williams sisters don't get appreciated enough, you see, I don't care who you are, you're not going to last long if your MO is to buck the system. Usually in any walk of life. That's just the way, it's just not the way it works. What they've shown you is that they can play by the rules and still be themselves. A lot of times you get organizations and you get professional sports, and they think they have to force you to capitulate to everything that they are and everything that they want you to be. When you show the ability to be your individual self while still embracing rules and regulations that, you know, really are the foundation of the sport, I think that's incredibly important to bring them, because the Williams sisters, they never capitulated, they never compromised who they were and who they are. But they did play by the rules of tennis, excelled on a very elite level while doing so, while still maintaining their individuality and authenticity. And I think that's important.
And absolutely brought some fun and flavor to the game with the wardrobe, like everything. And they're certainly missed, but they opened the door to so many people.
And listen, give Richard Williams credit. I mean, you know, he raised 2 daughters who are world champ, well, you know, all-time Hall of Famers.
No question.
That movie was
in Compton, California, he did a good job.
That movie was great with Will Smith. All right, let's get to my New York Giants. Tight end Darren Waller is having a year of new beginnings. Just 10 days after tying the knot to Aces star Kelsey Plum, Waller found himself traded from the Raiders to the Giants. Waller recently sat down with RC on the Pivot podcast and talked about his excitement for Week 1 against his new division rival. Take a listen.
Over the moon, man. It's like those, not only like the night games, but the games against the quality of opponent that Dallas is like, it just raises you up. You know what you got to bring to the table. And it's like, I don't want to go into a game, I don't want to blow nobody out. Like, I want to be in a fight. Like, I want to be in a war against like the best of the best. And Dallas has some of the best in a number of positions. So it's a great opportunity for us to just come out and show that we're capable of playing championship football at the end of the day.
All right, we only got a couple minutes here, but obviously I can't wait. Sunday Night Football, Giants, Cowboys, right here in New York, or New Jersey, rather. Who's going to be the best player on the field Sunday night, Chris?
Well, remember, too, one other thing. Giants against the NFC East in their last 13 games are 2-10-1. They got to show up and win one of these games against the Eagles and the Cowboys. They got to do better. I think Waddle's got a chance to be the best player in the field. I think, obviously, Parsons has a chance to be the best player in the field. I'm going to say CeeDee Lamb. I think that he has a chance. The Giants don't have a dominant wide receiver. I think they make sure Dallas's defense that Waddle won't go crazy. You know, Barkley hasn't played a lot, no sprint. I think you're going to see CeeDee Lamb. Had a big game against the Giants in the past. Watch CeeDee Lamb make a lot of big plays. 6 catches, 110 yards, a touchdown. I'll go with him because I think Dallas will win the game.
Real quick, I just want to mention one thing. You said CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons, both of them looking for extensions to their contract.
I think, well, first of all, give Micah Parsons his damn extension. You better pay that man that money. That man is the Cowboys as far as I'm concerned. It ain't Dak's team. It's his team. I don't give a damn that Dak is the quarterback. That's number one. Number two, I think Micah Parsons is going to be the best player on the field Sunday night. I think he's going to be all over Daniel Jones. Now, you're going to have to dip and dunk those passes to Saquon Barkley, and having a security blanket like Waller, you know, to catch passes in between the seams, that's going to be very, very helpful. But at the end of the day, you still are going to have ample opportunity to get your hands on Daniel Jones. And I think that Micah Parsons is going to be that dude.
I'd like to wrap by saying this. I think this is a very sad state of affairs because obviously the Giants, the heritage team here in New York, Jets' little brother. Do you know that Stephen A. is choosing to go Monday night to the Jets game?
And not the Sunday night game.
And not the Sunday night Giants-Cowboys.
Okay,
How
do you know why?
times have changed.
You know why?
Because it's on ESPN?
No, exactly.
Sharp.
Exactly.
Shannon Sharp.
Well, yeah, no, I'm inviting him, but the point is, the real reason I'm going is because it's our game, which means I'll have carte blanche treatment. I don't have to go through a bunch of stuff.
I'm
sweet
You get to
and
hang out in
the
the booth
field
with
pass
fucking
and stuff
Aikman?
like that. I'm just saying.
Can you
that's
just
why.
ever be with like just regular
I can't.
folks?
Molly, serious true story, real quick, say this on YouTube. I went to an Eagles game a couple of years ago because I worked at the Philadelphia Inquirer. This is a true damn story.
Okay.
I swear to you. I was in the parking lot across the street from the media entrance, okay, about 50 yards. It took me an hour to get to the media gate. Life has changed. I ain't trying to go through a bunch of crowds all the time. I want to sit up there and I want to drive.
You know what?
I want to drive. I don't feel like doing all that.
You know what?
I don't feel like doing all that. I'm not apologizing for him. I don't feel like doing all of that.
I'm sorry for your first world problems. Let's go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch First Take Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. on ESPN. Be sure to check out more exclusive First Take debates on YouTube. And
we need a new picture of you, Molly.
Why?
And me. I don't like my face there, and I'm heavier there.
No, you're not.
And that
You
pose
look
of yours,
fine.
that pose of yours, it's the same all the time. We need to change it up.
I'm
Let's do a
gone.
better job.
Strays all day.
Let's do a better job. Do a better job.